Hey guys, I wish you the happiest Monday. I hope you're doing well. It's raining here. I am on my break. We have 30 minutes, so we're just gonna answer some questions you've been asking lately. The first one is a question that I get every now and then, so I definitely want to answer it publicly. And it was, why did I get initial movement after my spell and then it stopped? So, this can be for several reasons. The first one might be that your vibration got lower again. And this is pretty common. It happens because you're doing your vibrational work, you're doing well, and then you get movement. And then you get very excited, very happy, but you also sometimes get needy again because now you're going to be waiting for more and more and more, and you're just going to get more obsessed with a person. And that is the most common thing that happens. So, guys, this is why it's important to keep doing your vibrational work and keep doing your self work. So, staying focused on you, having you on a pedestal, being number one, even if you start getting movement. Because a lot of people will kind of, when things start to develop, will kind of just stop doing the vibrational work because they think, okay, I'm in a good vibration because my spell is working really well. And then what can happen is this, because your vibration can change just like that when it comes to matters of the heart, right? You know how it is. My advice is to do vibrational work and to really, get back into yourself. And I can just see when somebody, gets a bit more obsessed again, because they're going to be asking why, what's happening, and they're going to be asking it a couple of times. So I'll know it's not just informative, they're really like worried and obsessing over it. So that can be the most common reason. The other reason, however, can be your target. Because what can happen is that initially, when I do a spell, the target will immediately react to pushes. Some targets will do that. It depends on their, just their, how do I put it? Not really personality, but their stubbornness. So they might react right away, and it happens quite often, right? And then as time goes by, they might start fighting the pushes. So they'll be like, "Oh no, I don't think it's a great idea. Oh no, I'm not gonna do it." So it's gonna definitely depend on your target. So some of them will react right away because the less stubborn ones will be like listening to the pushes right away, and then the more stubborn ones, they tend to take longer to even start any movement. So it's definitely up to the target as well. How can you determine which one of these is your reason? Is by really, really honestly checking how you're doing, and are you really obsessing, or are you more uh, or are you more focusing on you and just noticing without that neediness? So, anyways, let's go to the second question. So the second question was about hard situations, and I want to say that pretty much every client thinks their situation is the worst I've ever had, and it's just the worst situation and it can't be solved. Um, guys, it's not. It's not, trust me. I had really, really bad situations that are way worse than yours. Um, so, everybody who is working with me now, your situation is not the worst. I had people who had restraining orders, and for some of them it worked. It didn't for all of them. It didn't for all of them, I'll be honest. And the reason why is clearly that it's a super hard situation when you have a restraining order. So you don't have one, any of you, so you can relax. It's not that bad. Um, it, what makes a situation really, really hard is if there's a lot of resentment from the other side. So if they blocked you, if they don't want to talk to you, if it's been a while since the breakup and you are not in contact, if there is a third person, things like this will make a situation really hard. Even if you have different plans for the future, one of you wants kids, the other one doesn't, it doesn't necessarily mean it's not doable, because people can change their mind. So remember that people change their mind all the time, don't they? You have changed your mind about something probably 100 times in your life, so keep that in mind. And just in general, um, what I notice is that everybody thinks their situation is the hardest, and they ask me, have you ever had a situation like this? I get that asked pretty much daily. Have you ever had a situation this bad? So this only kind of shows me that you are in that low vibration, because you think your situation is the worst, when realistically it can't be, right? And realistically, you've probably heard about a million situations that were worse than yours that worked out. And it also shows me that you're focusing on the negative stuff, that you're really holding on to the bad stuff that happened, the hard stuff of the situation, and you're not focusing on the positive. Like, for example, everything can always work out, and miracles do happen every day. And just the stuff I told you, people change their mind all the time, because they do. And if there's a third person, people do break up all the time. They do. Those are facts. I'm not making this stuff up. It does happen. So why wouldn't it happen in your situation? Why do you think it can't happen in your situation? Think about it. Because the reason why is, it's more complex than you think. Why are you being so negative? Because you are in victim mentality. So get out of it, guys. Get out of it and see your situation for what it is. Yeah, sure, it's hard, but it doesn't mean it can't change. You gotta be realistic. Now, this question was actually about what type of situations give the best results. um, so I can't answer this one, because everybody's situation is different, and all types of situations can give good results, even like really bad ones. What I have noticed, though, in this long period of spell casting, is that the best results come not because you have an easy situation, and nobody has an easy situation who seeks magic, because if it was easy, you wouldn't need magic now, would you? So not the people that have less hard situations, but the people that are really determined, people who are following instructions. And by that I do mean vibrational work. I also mean instructions, because sometimes I will have specific instructions depending on a situation, text, don't text, do this, do that. It's gonna depend a lot whether you are in contact or you are not, and what's going on. But that is number one. People who follow instructions, people who stay in touch with me, keep me posted about what's happening, and then we kind of determine what we need to do. And this doesn't just mean possible spell work, it also means just instructions, like I said, or reprogramming audios, or whatever it is. So people that are really willing to change their vibration, to change the stuff that caused the breakup. So the way they react, whatever it is, because there is always, when it comes to breakup, usually there will be two sides of it, right? And both people will need to change in order to be together again successfully. Because yes, they can get back together again, but then they're gonna break up again for the same reasons. So basically, I would say are the best results were achievable for the clients who actually did the work, who were willing to make that change, who were aware of everything, who truly listened and kept in touch and did everything right. So that is the honest truth. And so many people, they'll buy a spell and then they will just not follow any instructions. They will not do any vibrational work, and nothing's gonna happen. And then they're gonna be no, nothing works for me. Magic is not real. Blah blah blah. Because they expect instant fixes and they expect magic to work the way it does in the movies, which is not how magic works. Magic works in a natural way. It is real, it does help, but it's not like you think. And this is why a lot of people don't get results. So it's not so much that they have, super hard situations and super stubborn targets. It's more about just them, their vibration and their mindset, and even their thoughts on magic. So I think that would be number one reason why, a lot of people will fail. Uh, of course, even with the people who, I have worked with in a proper way, they were actually, following everything and keeping in touch. There will be a percentage of them that will just not achieve their goal, unfortunately. And then it does come to the target and the situation, or the situation, should I say. But I think that's a really small percentage of people who actually did all the work. So the majority of them will definitely get results. Um, and then, yeah, I think that's basically that. Um, I wouldn't say that there are some situations that are more workable than others, because all the situations I get are pretty hard. Yes, some are worse, some are better, but all of them are difficult. So I couldn't even tell you that, okay, if your target is blah blah, there is more chance of working. What I can say is that obviously, if you are in no contact and you broke up, I don't know, 5 years ago, it's gonna be really hard, and I'm gonna tell you right away that it's probably not gonna work, because the energy bonds between you will be very weak. Again, it is gonna depend on a lot of factors. Some energy bonds will not be that weak, actually. Um, so even that can work out, but like I said, um, rarely. So most likely not, and I'm gonna tell you right away. Also, guys, if you have an extremely hard situation, I will tell you right away, there are people that, know this, and some of them even got results because they were like, let's do it anyways. I'm gonna tell you right away, this is extremely difficult. It's probably not gonna work. I don't recommend doing spell work. I recommend, moving on. So, and then again, I might be wrong, because I've had several clients who were like, no, I still want to do it. And then we did it and it worked. But it did take longer. It did take like a year to get to the, you know, to the point where they were like back together. So, really difficult question to answer, like I said. I would say the most important thing is actually your vibration when it comes to this, your willingness to follow the instructions and to actually make that change internally, because that guarantees you, long-term results. And the final question, because my coworkers are coming back from their break, and you're probably gonna hear some noise now. So the final question is what it's like to be psychic. um, I've answered this question in the past, but Um, it's really hard to answer because to me it it feels pretty normal and natural because I've always been like this, and I guess that it did feel scary when I was a kid at some points, but it doesn't feel scary at all, and it's all very natural, I would say, for me. Again, every person is different, and people have different types of psychic abilities, and they do come, in different forms. And I can only answer you from my own experience. So it's not scary. It feels normal. Um, the abilities itself are not scary and feel normal. What is a problem when you're psychic is mainly about how others perceive you, and the fact that you just feel very different, um, and you kind of look at other people who don't have it and you actually envy them. So I know that some people will envy people with abilities, but we will, for the most part, at least sometimes envy the people without them, because I think that life can be, I guess, easier. Although they are given to help us and others, I just think it's sometimes just easier going through life, just like that. I don't know. Um, it just seemed like me. You get into, you get a lot of issues because of your abilities. In romantic relationships, in your family life. It just it is a burden as well as a blessing. And I think it's important to kind of talk about the negative sides of it as well, and not just the positive ones. Although there are so many positive ones, you get to help people, and that makes you feel really accomplished and really great, and like your life has a purpose. It is amazing, but there's a lot of difficulty as well. And if you look at the natal chart of someone with physical abilities, for example, if you looked at mine, you would see that all of the placements for it are also extremely hard placements, and they come with a lot of other stuff. Sorry, noise. I'm gonna have to pause again. So where was I? Yes, it comes with a lot of difficulty, and it's definitely not easy, and it can be quite challenging. Not the abilities itself, but just going through life as a person that has them. What if somebody is listening who has abilities and doesn't know what to do, the first thing you need to know is they will not go away. Maybe you're hoping they will go away. I had periods when I was hoping they will go away and wishing for them to go away so I can be normal. They won't go away, and they're here for a reason. You have them for a reason. We all have a purpose, and we all have some talents, and this is a talent. We all have some talents that were given to us so we can like experience them, and that's like the point of them. So don't ignore them. They will not go away. The first and most important thing is to accept them and embrace them, and this can be so hard. It was really hard for me, and it took me a really long time to fully accept them. Even when I thought I accepted them, I never truly did, up until I don't know, 5 years ago or something. And once you fully accept them and you're like, okay, this is who I am, this is what I'm meant to do, I'm gonna stop resisting. Um, you're gonna see that your life is gonna start changing then as well, and not just the lives of other people you help. So I would say that is extremely important, and I think that a lot of people um, try to run away from it. Because I was one of those people as well. And yeah, some people are really good with it, embracing it from early on, but I think that majority do not. So, yeah, it is difficult, but they were given for a reason and they need to be used and they need to be accepted. So, wanted to touch on that one. So the next question, the last question I'm gonna do, because it's been 20 minutes and my break is almost over and my coworkers are getting noisy, is gonna be kind of connected to this one, and it's gonna be about the tarot. So I do get a lot of questions about the tarot, like, oh my God, how is this so accurate? How does this work? With the tarot is a tool basically, and if you're psychic, it will just be a tool that will kind of guide you, but you are gonna be able to predict things. You're gonna be able to see, the third person in the story, like not just your client, but the person they're asking about, what's happening in their life, what are they doing, what are they thinking, what are they feeling. And there's a lot of people in the tarot community that claim that you can't do those things and that the tarot is only meant to guide people and give them advice, and only reads their own energy. I don't agree with that. I think there are two types of readers: intuitive readers and psychic readers. So both are great, don't get me wrong. And I think that everybody can become an intuitive reader. So I think that everybody, if they study the tarot and use their intuition and practice a lot, can give intuitive readings. So intuitive readings will tell you, just about things about yourself. So there will be like a little guide with self-help. But if a reader is psychic, then they can see anything in the tarot, because tarot is only a tool for their psychic abilities. So that is the difference between the two. And both are great, like I said. Both are great, both are amazing, and everybody can become an intuitive reader, like I said. But to kind of see the future and possible future, of course, because future is not set in stone and future can change. And other things that people usually will ask in tarot readings, you need to be psychic. So yes, everything can be seen, but not everybody can see it. So that is kind of what this whole thing is about. So anyways, I think this is all we have time for. I hope your week started really wonderfully and the weather is better where you live. I love you guys. Bye bye.